good morning, good evening, good night. I always say that because I'm not sure when everybody's going to be watching this podcast, but I'm so glad that you tuned in with me today. Today's podcast this is part 3 of The Changeling, a mini series on HBO TV. If you haven't seen it yet, please, HBO TV, Apple TV. If you haven't seen it, please go out and check this out. It stars Lakeith Stanfield. It's a really, it's not a movie. It's a series that you basically have to binge watch. We're gonna be going over the first 3 episodes in The Changeling. I'm gonna react to this video without the sound. I'm still learning how to make videos. I'm still learning what to do. I'm still learning YouTube guidelines. But we're gonna keep it moving. Witchcraft is extremely prevalent now. So I'm doing a lot of work on this simply because I think people have the misconception of thinking of the old hag when we see the video, which this picture here that we're seeing describes the old hag, but it's it's a black woman instead of an old hag. It's still an old hag, but it's not the typical picture that we see of the woman on the broom with the black cat. So, I thought this was important because I didn't know really what witchcraft was. I didn't know how heavy it was. I saw Lady Gaga, I saw Madonna, saw what Rihanna was doing, also Beyonce, amongst, I can just keep going down the list. I can go down the list for the next 30 minutes on how many witches we have. Erykah Badu. But the work that they're doing, I thought it was interesting. And I also was wondering what the media, Hollywood, what were they doing what were they doing to us? Because they use these stars as puppets. This is how they control us. But I thought this was important. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Kofa Self Skin Products. I developed this skin product line myself. The signature, the debut of Self Royalty is an all-over body oil. It replaces deodorant. It replaces lotion, and it's great for your feet. It has neem oil in it. Neem oil is an antibacterial, and bacteria and fungus cannot grow in the presence of neem oil for some reason. It's not going, if you have a total, foot fungus, you will have to go to a doctor, but after you go to a doctor and they prescribe whatever they want to prescribe to get rid of the foot fungus or the athlete's foot or whatever that you have, this is a really good product to use so you don't get it back, so it doesn't come back. It's also a great preventative. If you're a runner, if you walk a lot, if you're on your feet a lot as a nurse or whatever you're doing on your feet a lot, it's a great product for your feet, basically because of the neem oil that's in it. It also has the essential oils, totally organic, frankincense, patchouli, and rose geranium. It has hemp seed oil in it also, which I like the hemp seed because hemp seed is a great binder. It binds all the oils together because of its fibrous qualities, and it also has jojoba oil in it, which is exactly like your sebum that's in your skin. Sebum is the oil that is excreted out of your skin that keeps your skin moist. Your body can't tell the difference between jojoba and the sebum, so it is a it's an excellent carrier for the oil. And the rest of the carrier is first cold press, olive oil. I only use the best, the best products. I've been doing product research on this for the last 2 years with my family and myself as the guinea pig, so to speak. And we all love it. Everybody, the scent is divine, if I must say so. I love the scent. I love to put it all over my whole body just because I love the scent. It puts me in a great mood. It's not too masculine for men, yet it is masculine. And it's floral, so it's good for women too. So it's a very unisex oil to use, and I really think I hit a home run with this oil. I am only right now using only my Cash App. So if you are interested in the oil, please leave a comment down below. Please like, share, and donate. The Tahuti, $ Tahuti is my Cash App. Like, share, and subscribe, like I said. Now let's get on into it. Now, like I said, I'm going to be reacting on this video without sound, still kind of learning how to do everything. This picture here is this is how it starts. This is when Emma goes to the lagoon, and she goes to see the old hag. I'm gonna call her the old hag. She doesn't have a name in the series, but she knows who Emma is. She knew that Emma was coming, and she is really who I believe Emma turns into. I believe she switches places with Emma. The movie is called The Changeling, and I think this is the underlying tone of it. This is just my theory in the movie. This is not, this is not a fact. This is just my theory in the movie. Emma comes down to the lagoon. She's in Panama, and everybody tells her to not go down to the lagoon because of the witch that's there. And she's rebellious. Witchcraft is a rebellion. It's a rebellious nature. Before we get into it, let's go over a couple of things here. Like I said this before in the last 3 podcasts. I'm going to go over it a couple more times because this podcast may be the first one you saw. Witchcraft is the attempt to control a person or make them do what you want them to do. That is the fleshly part of witchcraft. I know it sounds pretty easy, and I know you're saying to yourself, well, that makes us all witches because we all do that. And to be honest, this is our fleshly nature. This is our natural inclination. We are inclined to be witches because we must control our environment. We are not animals, so we have to experience self-control, and you have to be delivered from these things. This is the reason why you are baptized in the first place, because your flesh is carnal and naturally evil. Slavery was witchcraft, obviously, and they did black magic when they did the witchcraft. I believe that they actually went to spirits, and the spirits actually told them what to do, and they actually offered us up to these spirits. And I believe that these slavery spirits stay with the black community. I believe that it's a principality that's over us. And when you pray for deliverance from these demons, by the use of the name of Jesus Christ and Yeshua, I believe that the Most High must deliver you from this principality of slavery and of financial crisis. I believe that is over black folks. I believe that white people have their principality that's over them. I believe Asian people have their principality over them. I believe there's different principalities. I don't believe it. I actually know it. There's different principalities over different cities, over different countries, over different states. So you have to pray to be delivered from these principalities and keep your total armor of God on. And I'll try to get to all of these things as I go through. But slavery was absolutely witchcraft. Witchcraft, the purpose of witchcraft is to steal the soul of the believer. Ezekiel 13:18. Woe to the woman who sews magic charms on their sleeves. That's just not going to get too far into it. This is going to be a pretty short video this morning. I'm going to try to keep it moving, and I'm going to do another part that's going to get really in depth. This is just the intro to the next part. The Changeling deals with the aspect of possession, in my opinion. They deal with different possessions. I believe that this is why this woman here has blonde hair, one blue eye, one brown eye. She is embodying the biracial part of it. And I think the biracial part of it is duality. I think that they're expressing duality in the video. And I believe that they're doing duality because duality is the choice between good and evil. It is what Satan gave to Eve when he said that when she partaked of the fruit that the Most High told her not to take, told Adam not to take. He said that she shall not surely die, but she should be like God, knowing the difference between good and evil, which is a riddle that says it would destroy all of her good, because God had it where everything was all good. Once she knew evil and had the choice to do evil, it corrupted everything. A little bit of leaven spoils the whole lump. So very quickly, I want to go through that so we have like a base of what witchcraft is. Now let's try to get into this. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do it without sound because I don't want to use this person's video. I'm sure they worked very hard on it. Let's get into it. Like I said, this is the hag. Okay, now this is Emma, and this is her family running out of the house with her father. Emma is the child, is the little baby, and the older sister is the one that will be coming to Emma to help Emma. She ended up raising Emma because both of her parents died in this fire. That's Emma's mother, who was consumed by a demonic force that was really torturing her. You could see it. You could see it in her eyes at this point. She was so far gone that she was willing to just die in this fire. And I think Emma inherited her demons. These are just other movies that were on HBO. Apple TV. This is the book that the movie came from. Check that book out. I haven't had an opportunity to read. If I did, I would definitely put it in my video. Okay, now this is where Emma goes to meet the witch at the lagoon. The witch explains to her that she needs to, first of all, the witch, told her that she knew she was coming. She knew her name before Emma told her name. She knew that the people told her not to come, yet she came anyway. And she was waiting for Emma at the lagoon. Emma went through a long excursion alone just to go and find her. She was that rebellious. She wanted this that bad. When you open these doors of demonic force, you have to really go. You have to really go against God. None of this stuff happens by accidents or happenstance. You don't just stumble upon this. Either you went to go and find it with your curiosity, or someone in your family did and you inherited this. I think Emma inherited this, and I think it was deep down inside of her. It's almost like the calling that you have from God, but it's a calling from Satan. Satan does everything in reverse. This is the reason why I think that the water starts to run backwards when she ties the string. But she grabs Emma's arm and she gives her the string and offers her the 3 wishes. So by the time she finished tying the 3 knots, she was supposed to say what her 3 wishes were. And she told her that when the red string fell off, I don't know how it was supposed to fall off, to be honest with you, whether it was to get wet or whether it was how old it was supposed to get. But she told her that, when it falls off, your 3 wishes will come true. I think that I think it wouldn't have come off. I think she would have had that string on for years and years and years before it would have came off. And I think that was the trick, because if she cut it, that set that spirit free. And I believe it was a trick the whole time. Wise ones, witches. If you see here, this is what this story is about. This story is about witchcraft. And that's why I wanted to go over this, because I don't think a lot of people understood what this story was really about. Now, Norway. I'm still trying to figure out what Norway had to do with it. Before I do the next video, I'm going to do some research on Norway and find out what Norway actually had to do with this movie, because Norway is a repetitive theme. The water has to do with Leviathan. Leviathan, his spirit is aroused when you do witchcraft and sorcery and pharmakia. It is Leviathan that is in control of this, which Leviathan means it's a serpent spirit, and it strangles the life out of the breath of God out of you. But I still got to figure out what Norway has to do with it. They're in the storm. Leviathan, witches create storms also. And it was no way. You see the ship going through there. And this is back to, the 2 fathers. This Emma's father here. And this is supposedly Apollo's father. Now, I don't believe that was Apollo's father. I believe that Apollo's mom cheated on him, and I believe because a package was delivered by his father, and it had a room from one of these real shady motel room. It had a receipt for the motel room and had a picture of Apollo's mother in the box. And Apollo's mother was a singer, and she was in nightclubs at the time. And I think that was trying to say that she was promiscuous when she came over here with men. And I don't think Apollo knows who his father is, in my opinion. But this is Emma's father, who also died in the fire. This is the author of the book. Now we're back to the ship and Leviathan. If you see here, you can see the Leviathan. They circle the Leviathan there. That is aiding the ship and keeping the ship from falling over. For some reason, this entity, and that's the entity also, which is Leviathan, wanted the Norwegian ship to make it. This is the part where Emma's friend is telling Apollo about the 3 witches. And this is right after this, she goes into childbirth. I think when she goes into childbirth, I think that is when her transformation begins to happen. She had 3 wishes. One wish was for her to marry a husband and have a good husband. The other was for her to have a child. And, she had this child under the worst conditions. She had the child inside a train. The train stopped and she wasn't able to get an EMT or any medical assistance while she was having the train. It was all this noise, it was dirt, it was this, it was that. They had the movie Magic where there was nobody cutting the umbilical cord and no afterbirth or none of that stuff, but she had nothing and she still had this baby. Now granted, she wanted to have the baby at home anyway with a doula, and she said her sister was a doula and she wanted her sister to actually deliver the baby, which didn't happen. But her friend here, I don't know this young woman's name, but I think she did a great job with this small part that she had in the video. I think she tied everything together. Her part was extremely important, and I think she did a great job in this part of the video. But she didn't say what the 3rd wish was, and that is the theme of the movie, is that she didn't say what the 3rd wish was. I believe the 3rd wish was for her to be a sorceress. That's what I believe, because what she's talking about now is how Emma took a picture of herself with this man she had a fling with in Panama. In the last video, I couldn't remember where she went on her excursions. It was in Panama, and she took a picture, a naked picture of herself, and her friend now is explaining how she looked like a sorcerer, and I believe that's what she wanted. I believe she wanted power. I believe that she wished for power in some way, and that was the deal that the witch took to exchange places with her, and I think that was what the whole plan was. She's explaining what the 3 wishes was, 1, 2, and she gets interrupted on the 3rd. Now, this part is after, and if you notice the scar on Apollo's face, I can't remember the name of the fracture, but his wife, she went off. She lost it. She totally became the witch. It was a gradual thing, and she eventually totally became the witch. They showed how she picked up the tea kettle, and without burning herself, she put her hand into the fire, picked it up on the bottom of the tea kettle, and that's how she killed their baby. Like I said, I hope this is not spoiling this for a lot of people, but this is where the movie starts to get very strange after the death of Brian, because they're actually looking for Brian as if they didn't kill him. I think it was a little too heavy that she actually killed the baby and sacrificed the baby. I believe that the baby was a blood sacrifice. I believe, like I said, I believe that this is about the black man I believe that Alpo, I keep calling him Alpo. I don't know why I got Alpo on my mind this morning. But Apollo, I believe that he was a black man. I don't believe that he was biracial. I also believe that, well, I know that Brian was a black boy. And I believe that this is about this is an attack on black men. I think that they're using black women to attack black men, which is a incredible tactic. I know these people aren't this intelligent. I think they're geniuses, from the word genius, or the jinn. I believe that the jinn actually tell them what to do, actually gives them instructions on how they should handle certain things. Apollo is a god. I've always said, and I hope that I'm not offending anyone when I say this, but I've always believed that black men are the gods of this world, of this earth. I believe that we are the first. We were the first. We are the image of God. I believe that Jesus was black. I believe that this is the reason why the Romans wanted to crucify him. How dare a black man say he was the son of the Most High? And I believe that they symbolized him. I believe that we're being crucified now. But him coming out of prison, this picture right here is a great picture that I felt like I should stop at. This picture is where they want us. This is the spirit, the principality that's over us, of bondage and financial crisis. This is what this is about. Apollo was trying his best to be the greatest father that he could. He was trying to be what he didn't have. And I identify with that because that's what I went through. That's what I tried to do. And, I was crucified in both of my marriages the same way as him. I went through basically the same thing. The same way he had his face fractured, I had my face fractured. It was just a mental, it wasn't as physical as this. But I went through the same thing. I think this is also one-eye symbolism also. That he was, scarred under his eye. And he became, this changed him. This also changed him. He was also a changeling after this point. And he never stopped loving Emma, even after she killed his baby, after she tried to kill him, after she left him for dead and totally ruined his life. He went from, being a successful father, a successful husband, doing pretty good in his financial life, on his way. And one day, he lost everything. And that's exactly what happens to me. Exactly. I'm not going to get into everything personal that happens to me, but believe me, that's exactly what happens to me. So let's move on. This is when they were so happy. This is now this is where the movie begins to change. This is the priest that wanted to baptize Brian. Apollo's mom, she said that Brian needed to be baptized to be saved from the demons of this world. She said that he must be baptized in water. For some reason, Emma really, that made sense to her. But I don't believe that Apollo was a believer. I believe that Apollo believed in himself as a god. He shows self-worship. He shows the Luciferian aspect of this, which you can't save yourself from Satan. You're not stronger than Satan. You can apotheosize yourself as a god, but this is just a trick for you to worship yourself, because You're nothing. You're nothing but a talking monkey to Satan. You're nothing to him, and he hates you. He wants to destroy you. He wants to destroy you because God loves you, and God doesn't speak to him anymore. He's been cast down. So his nature is that of a snake. You can have a pet snake all you want, and you can have a pet rattlesnake, and you can raise it, you can feed it, you can talk to it, you can do whatever you want with it. But if you get too close, it's going to bite and kill you. It's just in its nature to do. This is just what rattlesnakes do. It's when she's beginning to change. Look, I mean, another occurring theme in this is that anytime Apollo is in the room, the sun is shining through the window. Now, if you notice, it is dark around her. She is extremely dark. The sun shines with him, but she is dark. When she got all the way down to her worst, he totally blacked out the windows. And she blocked out the light totally. And that is when she totally switched over to the demon and actually sacrificed the baby, Brian. Brian is crying now, meaning that he is upset. He is not, she has been abusing him. She has been abusing Brian the whole time. She hates her child. Why? Why does she hate her child so much? What will cause a woman to switch to this? But it happens. Like I said, here again, anytime Apollo is in a room, there is light shining through the window. This is great camera work here, because everything that Apollo is at this point in time, he's dying. At this point in time, the light is moving away from Apollo. Apollo is not a god. He is not a god. And when she had him tied to that radiator, chained to that radiator, and she bashed his face in with that hammer, he realized he wasn't a god. He's not a god. But this is the trick of Satan. But they have him all darked out, and they have the light still shining through the window. The father was a part of a group after, they have these groups that that people have when they lose a child or whatever, and they have this group setting of people that are like you, and they, it's supposed to help you through this. This was the group that he was at, that the father presided over, the same father that was going to baptize the baby, which I don't think ever happened. Back to the Norwegian vessel and Leviathan. This is Rocky and Apollo. Now, I'm gonna put you guys up on something. I don't know if Sylvester Stallone is a Mason, but this is Masonry. Rocky would be the Rock, or the Rock is Jesus. He is the cornerstone, which is Rocky. Rocky also stands for the mount that Satan said that he would ascend to. He said he would ascend to the mount. To ascend to the height of the Most High. He wanted to be equal to God. And this is Apollo. This is where he made it to the peak of God, and he was the sun. He was, and I think we all know who's over the sun, who controls the sun, God. So he never made it, but he wanted other people to believe that he was a god. And I believe he is the prince of this earth. But this is Apollo Rocky. which was the Pac-Man. If you ever see the Pac-Man, is a ball, which is the sun, and as he opens his mouth, it turns into the mount. So the Pac-Man is Apollo Rocky also, and they fight amongst each other. Apollo fights the Rock. Jesus fights Satan. Satan fights Jesus. This is Apollo. This is the Greek god Apollo. This is him cutting the string, believing that he was Apollo. Now, that book that they were showing was the book that explains what changelings are and how they steal the children and replace them with demons. It's Apollo's father courting his mother while she was young. She denied him many times also. It's their first date. Kind of similar. Now this is where, she runs off to America. She was in Africa at this time, and the police officers just killed her. That's her brother over there laying dead next to her. They shot him in the stomach because he wanted to protect them. They were able to run away in the car and evade getting shot themselves. And their brother ended up dying, and she moved to America with nothing. So I think they laid the ground that she had to do whatever she had to do to survive. And I believe that had to do with promiscuous sex. This is, I forgot the guy's name here, but it ties in, he ties in with their last name. Like I said, these movies, they name, they put the names and stuff in for a reason. They know exactly what they're doing when they name these people. It's Apollo again. Who he's supposed to be. Now, if you notice, mom is wearing a Christian crucifix, which represents that she is a Christian, yet she's not a Christian. She is not a Christian. Meaning that, this dogmatic Christianity that most Black people have becomes witchcraft in itself. On the next series, I'm going to explain how witchcraft is in the church. When you allow things that are not of the Bible in the church, that is heresy. And when you do that, then you make the church becomes witchcraft, and that belongs to Satan. And that's not gonna fly. That's the Leviathan. That is the Leviathan. That is the demon that is aroused with witchcraft. When you do witchcraft, when you do sorcery, that demon is aroused. This is their meeting. That's when they first meeting. Like I said before, there's a lot of missing children in New York. That was the time of when they were having the rebellion with the trash. A lot of missing children at that time. Now, there was someone that was sending Emma a bunch of text messages, and they never really said who it was in the movie. It's when Emma was deciding that she was going to leave her child home. She comes home one day, improbable. That's what the box said on it. Improbable. That was the box that I said was sent, and it had Oh, this is now this is Aleister Crowley. Let's come back a little bit. Now, this is Aleister Crowley here. And I think that this was an important part. Aleister Crowley did spend some time in New York City, and he just so happened to find a postcard. Now, this, believe it or not, he was able to sell this postcard for $10,000. It says, some men are born sodomites, some achieve sodomy, and some have sodomy thrust upon them. Thinking of both of you, Aleister Crowley. Now, why would Aleister Crowley write that? Sodomy is, I don't know if I can say it, these things on YouTube, but it has to do with oral and anal sex. And he says, some men are born sodomites, meaning that they rape other men and they're born to do it. The rape of other men could be more than just sexual. Some achieve sodomy, meaning that some become that after being sodomized. And some have sodomy thrust upon them. Some men are raped. Some men are cowards. That's what I believe that this means. But they brought up Aleister Crowley, who was supposed to be the wickedest man alive, the birth of the new age of Aquarius. Okay, so unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to stop this video here. I'm gonna stop this video. This is gonna be a short video. I think this is where I'm gonna say shalom and get on with my day. The next video will be way more in depth. I'll take it on from here, and the next video I'll get into in depth of more things, and I think I'll conclude this series with the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. My name is Yourself. Cash App works. Shalom.